Okay, now let's look at the balance sheet. Now, the purpose of the balance sheet is to show you the financial position of the business. That is the purpose of this balance sheet. So, under this balance sheet, the only thing that enters the balance sheet are the assets. Part of the assets are fixed assets. Fixed assets, we have motor vehicle, fixtures and fittings, buildings. So that's what our example, those are the examples of fixed assets. Then also under the assets we have current assets. Current assets, we have trade receivables, also known as debtors. So trade receivables, also known as debtors. Then you have closing inventory. They'll always give you two inventories. The only inventory that you take under current assets is the closing inventory. So closing inventory, then you have trade receivables, then also you have cash and bank. So cash at bank and cash in hand, you have them here. Apart from that, you're also going to have liabilities. So you're going to have liabilities. So here we're going to have long-term liabilities and current liabilities. Under long-term liabilities, we have loan. Here we have current. Under current liabilities, rather we have creditors. Sorry for that. Creditors. So that's what, and that is the only thing that enters the balance sheet. But how do we go about it? So a balance sheet looks like this. Here you have your costs. You have the accumulated dip there, and you have the net book value there. So your costs, let's say we start with fixed assets here. So let's say we have motor van. So the value you're going to put here, since we have not done depreciation, we're going to leave a dash there. Then this amount will also go to that side and under the net book value side. So this amount will still appear here. Then let's say we also have buildings. So buildings here shall be recorded there, and you have it there. Then you add these guys to have that amount there. Then you also add this side to have the amount there. So here you put a dash. So you move on with that account. The next thing that you're going to have is current assets. Now, the current assets, under current assets, you're going to have closing inventory. So that let's just continue from there. Current assets, we have closing inventory here. So we have inventory. Then you put the amount there, and also you have trade receivables, also known as debtors there, cash at bank and cash in hand. You just put it there, then you add these amounts and you have them there. Then out of this amount, now let's less our liabilities. So firstly, let's start with current liabilities. Under current liabilities, we have creditors. Let's add them there. So we have them there. And also let's look at long-term liabilities. Under long-term liabilities, we can have loan. So we have them there. When we add the two, we put the figure there, then we subtract it from the total of current assets here. So when you subtract So when you subtract, you have your amount going to the last column. So this amount will be added to this amount here that you got. So when you add the two, you have that figure, and that is your this amount that you're going to have is called the net assets. Rather, let me just repeat that. This amount is a net asset, and this amount is called working capital. Then now after that we can say financed by capital. Now you get the capital in the question here and put X here. Then remember the profit or loss, you add the profit that you got under profit or loss, the net profit there, you add it there, then you have the amount. Then out of that amount that you've gotten, which was somewhere here, you subtract, so you less drawings. So when you less drawings, you have the amount there, then you're going to have the amount there, and this amount is called capital employed. So this amount that you're going to find here and this amount should always be equal, then your balance sheet has balanced. So that is all about balance sheet and the profit or loss. I hope these videos will help you.